Don't mind me asking, like, what stopped you from, like, initiating a cuddle with myself?
Because you haven't even given me a verbal.
You realised I was missing something throughout the week. And because of that, I just missed the fact that, no, she was making that initiation.
I'm so excited. I hope my heart doesn't get broken because I really have hope for Roz and Thomas. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that, they really do make the change that's needed to be a successful couple. And then I called it with Ella and Nathaniel. I hate to say I called it, but hey, it is what it is. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight UK, Season 8, Episode 3. I'm so sorry about the late upload. I've been very busy. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely subscribe. Okay, so what I've decided to do this episode is I'll discuss the couples, and then if there's anything else, I'll finish off at the end. So all the couples go on their honeymoon. So we have Jay and Luke in Grenada, Laura and Arthur and Ella and Nathaniel are all in Mexico, and Rozz and Thomas are in Austria. And it's like, were they being shady or something? But hey, it is what it is. So with Jay and Luke, was I surprised? No, really, because they had great chemistry at the start. Yes, Jay had insecurities and was worried about the fact that Luke might not find her attractive. So it was nice to see that they're actually feeding off one another, because I was worried that because they're both in sales, it might just be a front, and I wasn't sure whether they would have more in common than just being salespeople. But they arrived in Granada, seemed to be very happy with their destination, and really took time out to get to know one another. I like that they spent the first day just relaxing, and obviously Luke kept throwing sexual hints and hints and hints until eventually he got his way and they made out, and apparently one of the housekeepers walked in on them, and they were so hysterical about it in the morning. And I think this sort of calmed Jay quite a lot, because she realized that, oh, he's actually sexually attracted to me. So that's good, because I think she was worried about her missing limb, that he's not going to find her attractive because of that. And so that reassured her. And I liked when they went on the boat, they went scuba diving, and so they then sat down for quite a lengthy discussion, and he was sort of asking questions. I think this is a good way to know one another. Yes, they've done things the wrong way round. They should have got to know each other first before they have the sex, but hey, it is what it is. So she did speak about the bullet she faced as a child and the challenges she faced as a child, and the fact that her mother always encouraged her to sort of keep going and try and make the most of everything, and at least try and make an effort to attempt things before saying I can't because of her disability. So that was great to see. You know, Luke on his part spoke about his dad and the fact that his dad is disabled. So as a family, they all had to chip in, and both seemed to be very close to their families, and that was something that they had in common. So it was nice to see that they actually tried to peel back the layers. Yes, they did it the wrong way around, but they really wanted to know one another, whether it's because they were physically intimate and now they felt, they owed it to themselves, if they're going to make the most of this marriage, to actually, do their best and get to know one another further, which was, I thought, was great. And then we have Laura and Arthur. Laura and Arthur, I hope they don't beat the drama, but they seem to beat the drama anyway, because on their first day of their honeymoon, there was this question of the fact that, Arthur got his vows off the internet and Laura was feeling some type of way. Oh, I needed them to be personal. And it's like, personal about what? Did you want him to tell you about himself at the altar in front of the rest of your family? Is that what you mean? Because he didn't know anything about you for him to sort of write down in his vows. So I don't know why she was so aggrieved that, oh, your vows were not personal. You bought them off the internet. You're not interested. And it's like, oh, that's a bit too much. That's a bit too much. And so they did try to have some sort of intimacy. I thought the bath thing was a bit awkward. It was very tight, and they were very crammed in there. But hey, it is what it is. And then the next day, so Arthur took Laura for a tennis lesson, and for her it was good to see him in his element and actually realize that, oh, he might not have the Mayfair accent, but he has a lot of things working for him. She seems very attracted to him. She wanted him to take off his shirt. He just laughed it off, and then they had quite a lengthy conversation. Even the night before they left the honeymoon, Arthur revealed that he had rewritten his vows, and so I thought it was sweet. I thought it was sweet. There wasn't anything of substance. Yeah, he spoke about can't wait to make you your coffee, or you're a caring person. I think she wanted him to say something nice about her, and I don't know how she expected him to say something nice about her when he didn't know who she was or what she looked like. But anyway, that is her tension, and she seemed very happy and pleased with the vows. I don't know how long that will last. I think they're going to have another speed bump. I think they're going to have another speed bump. I can't wait for the season to continue, and we'll see how it is. And then Roz and Thomas. Roz and Thomas are becoming my favorite couple, are becoming my second favorite couple, in the sense that I know their wedding was very awkward, and there was this awkwardness around the two of them. The difference was they both had their hearts broken, but Roz was able to sort of, or was willing to put in the effort. But I think Thomas is more. He's more of a gentleman, for lack of a better word. He's more of a gentleman in the sense that he's been brought up with these social cues and this etiquette that he's trying to sort of conform or sort of adhere to. He doesn't want to do anything that might be seen as improper or incorrect, because when they sent them to Austria, of all places, and it's just like they had a tent. At least give them a destination, honeymoon to a hot climate. That way, they can see each other without their clothes on, and maybe they'll be attracted to one another and want to, be bumping uglies. But so they seemed still very awkward on when they first arrived on their honeymoon, and then they went skiing, and you could still see there was that awkwardness. And Ross kept saying to Thomas, "Oh, can we at least try hugging as friends?" I think because she's trying to see if there's any sexual attraction there by doing anything else outside of them just talking. But Thomas is so much in this wall that he's built around himself that he's not willing to make any effort. And because he even said, I don't want to get my heart broken. I don't want. And I like the fact that Ross didn't stop bringing it up. So on their last night, she sort of sat him down and explained to him that, I am not saying let's have sex. I'm not saying let's be kissing. I'm just saying let's give each other a friendly hug. And I think you are putting sort of so much emphasis on it that you're not focusing on, that it's just something simple as a hug. There's no attachments to the hug. And I think her sort of explaining that to him, and Thomas then bringing up the fact that, okay, I've been hurt before, and I don't want to put myself in a situation whereby I'm going to be hurt again, and I don't want to give you the wrong signals. I think him understanding from her perspective, because she sort of asked him that, you are putting too much pressure on this. And he said to her, oh, well, why haven't you hugged me? And she's like, well, because you're not giving me any indication that you're willing to accept a hug from me. And I could see that, because you could see he had his back up. Yes, he wasn't crossing his arms against in front of himself to say, don't touch me. But you could see he was very, very, very careful. And I think the moment she sort of expressed herself and explained her reason for not making the first move, you could see it on his face that he was like, oh, crap. I'm about to lose something that might be amazing because I'm overthinking it. And this is when he realized that, oh my God, I need to sort of at least make an effort or at least try. Otherwise, I'm going to regret the choices or the decisions that I'm making right now. And I think they have great potential. I think they need the experts to help them work to bring down the walls. But I think if they do the work and if they do bring down the walls, I see them as being a very successful couple. I can see them getting married and saying yes on decision day. So I really hope they put in the work. And then Ella and Nathaniel. Am I surprised? No, I called it. I called it. I called it. I called it. I said they're going to be the train wreck couple, and they did not disappoint. Because on their first day of their honeymoon, they still seemed to be getting along, but you could see there was something not right. And then they went, to jump into one of those, I don't know what they call them, into those, I was about to say a pothole. Anyway, so they sort of went on this adventure and knew they were going to jump into this pond. But somehow Ella started making a big fuss once they got there. And you could see it was rubbing Nathaniel the wrong way, because Nathaniel was like, why is she making such a big deal out of this? There's no need for her to make such a big deal about this. And I could see that, here we go. Everything is going off the rails. And I think it started from there, and then it just went downhill and downhill. And this is the problem with Married at First Sight. People, I think this has happened on Love is Blind as well, whereby people will say something to the experts during the casting process, and then once they've been cast on the show, then they reveal themselves, or they confide in their partner about the actual truth of their situation. Because I remember there was Morgan and what's it, Ben, where she lied to the experts that she was a graduate nurse, only to realize that she hadn't actually finished her course, and that was the reason why they broke up. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Ella, because apparently Ella at one point was a stripper, because she kept talking about, oh, I used to look after my nan, I used to look after my nan, I didn't want my nan in a care home. And I think she was trying to come across as this caring and loving grandchild who really went out of her way to do the best for her grandma. And so for her to start putting on an act, I think this is what rubbed Nathaniel off, because he said the way she behaves in private is totally different to the way she's behaving on camera. And it seems she's just on the show to be famous. It's like, it does come across that way. It does come across that way, because I think I had my backup with, as soon as on day one, when she said to, I don't remember, one of the girls, she said, oh, we're the two most beautiful girls here. And it was like, that's not it. So I think I think they need to break up. I think they need to break up, because they've said a lot of nasty things to one another. Because then I think after a lot of reflection, Ella, I think the producers must have told Ella that Nathaniel is thinking of opting out of the experiment. And so he's decided that he doesn't want to do this anymore. And I think this is why she decided to extend an olive branch and sort of say, oh, I'm going to be the bigger person and apologize. She tried to apologize during the day, and that apology didn't work. And so she tried a second time by inviting him to dinner, and he didn't turn up for dinner. So I think that's the end of them. I think they just need to call it quits. But then I don't think the producers are going to allow them to call it quits. I think the producers are going to keep them on the show, just because they are going to be the toxic couple and the drama couple. Unless they find another couple to replace them with, then they might let them go. But if they don't find another couple, I think they're going to keep them on until the end. And I think Ella's going to push for it, so that she can be featured on the show longer. That way she can get more notoriety. But that's just me. But anyway, it was a great episode. I can't wait for tonight's episode. There's going to be a couple more weddings, so we'll see how that goes. I have high hopes for Rozz and Thomas and Jay and Luke, so I hope they don't let me down. But hey, it is what it is. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everyone.